Chapter 12. Half an hour later, Emmet and his crew had assembled in the pirate ship's war room. In order for us to get into the Cragalizer and the infinitieth floor on the Octon Tower, we're going to need to follow these instructions, Emmet began. He showed everyone the set of hand-drawn instructions he'd made up. I call this Emmet's plan to get inside the tower, put the piece of resistance on the Craggle, and save the world. I built 100 buildings just like this back in Bricksburg. If we can just get in there... I know where all the wiring and air ducts are located. I can get us anywhere. But how will we get inside? Vitruvius asked. The entrance be all the way up in outer space, Metalbeard protested. In a spaceship, Emmet explained. Benny jumped up and down. Spaceship! Great idea, Batman said. A bat spaceship. No, they're expecting us to show up in a bat spaceship, or a pirate spaceship, or a rainbow sparkle spaceship. One of those sounds awesome to me, said Batman. My idea is to build a ship that's exactly like all the other Octon delivery spaceships, Emmet went on. Benny glanced over. He'd already started to build the classic spaceship. So, not the special spaceship that I'm building for all of you right now? Sorry, Benny. Maybe next time. Benny sighed. You're really letting the oxygen out of my tank here. They got to work building a delivery ship according to Emmet's instructions. All right, step 1, build a ship. We need a red 4-piece unit over at the Unikitty. You're supposed to follow the instructions, remember? Unikitty looked up sheepishly. She gathered a pile of sparkly bricks and used them to create flowers to decorate the wings. Sorry. Whilst Dal reached forward to put a piece exactly where it was supposed to go. Oh, this gives me the jeebies. Soon they finished, and the delivery ship looked perfect, exactly like the one in the instruction booklet. Nice, Emmet said admiringly. Now step 2. We pilot the ship to the service entrance of the tower. They zoomed toward the tower, joining a line of other ships that looked identical to Emmet's ship. They slipped through the gates and headed for the security check, where robot guards stopped them. Space ID? I have a drive-on, Batman announced from his seat at the controls. Who are you here to see? The guard demanded. I'm here to see your tush, Batman growled. Is that last name Tush, first name Tush, or is it, oh my gosh? Just as the robot realized something was amiss, Batman knocked him out with a batarang. Okay, step 3. We break into Lord Business's office, said Emmet. We'll plunder his collection of relics for disguises. Then step 4. Benny and Metalbeard will sneak their way into the master control room. Once inside, they'll use their technical know-how to disable the Craggle shield. As they sneaked through the corridors, Metalbeard and Benny heard robot guards approaching. They jumped back against the wall and quickly disguised themselves as a photocopier and a trash can. The robots looked at each other when they spotted the photocopier. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? One asked. Do it, said the other. The first guard climbed on top of the photocopier and started xeroxing his tush. Metalbeard immediately untransformed and blasted the guards with his cannon. Benny popped out of his trash can costume. Metalbeard, that was awesome. 4th law of the sea. Never place your rear end on a pirate's face, Metalbeard said grimly. They scuttled into the control room, and Benny rushed to the command board. He stared at it, totally bewildered. Hello, I am the computer. Cool, Benny yelped. A talking computer. Please disable the alarm and shield systems. Of course, said the computer. There are no movies in your area with that title. Benny slammed his head on the console in frustration. Meanwhile, Vitruvius was preparing to do his part in the think tank, sort of. Step 5 of Emmet's plan was for the wizard to sneak into the holding area and free the master builders. This step relied heavily on Vitruvius' natural agility and unparalleled stealth. But when Vitruvius crept across the ledge above all the trapped master builders, he fell. Oops. Back in the ship, Emmet continued to dish out instructions. Step 6. Batman as Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne? Batman interrupted. Who's that? Sounds like a cool guy. Emmet just looked at him. As I was saying, Bruce Wayne and Unikitty go into the boardroom to make one last change to Lord Business's plan so that while Sal and I can sneak onto the robot construction team and get past the heavily guarded Cragalizer entrance, Whoa, whoa, Batman interrupted. Go back a step. I think I should go with Wild Style while you stay back here and knit a sweater. Emmet shook his head. I'm the one with the piece of resistance, so I have to go to the Craigalizer. The instructions say you go to the boardroom. Batman sighed, but he and Unikitty donned their disguises. Batman put on his Bruce Wayne business suit, while Unikitty drew her costume on with a Sharpie. A moment later, she was decked out in fake eyeglasses and a tie and collar. Inside the boardroom, Lord Business boomed, I move that we freeze the universe. Can I get a second on that? Batman marched in, ready to play along. I second. Bruce Wayne here, CEO of Wayne Enterprises. We'd like to invest in your company. Your weapon to control the universe sounds super sweet, I must say. Lord Business patted himself on the back. It is indeed super sweet. Cool. What kind of sound system does it have? Sound system? Well, I mean, we have an iPod Shuffle. Bruce Wayne shook his head. Wait a second. You're telling me that you have a machine to control the universe and you can't listen to tunes in surround sound? Unikitty rolled her eyes. Embarrassing. Well, Lord Business stammered. We need to get that done. One of Lord Business's robots hustled to the think tank where Vitruvius was hiding among the trapped master builders. We need some new instructions to build a 500-watt subwoofer for the Craigalizer. The master builders groaned. Hey, don't shoot the messenger, the robot replied. The master builders all thought about the request, and soon a plan had been zapped together from their brain power. A set of instructions was sent over to the construction floor. The construction robots filed into their spots and prepared to make the new subwoofer. An hour earlier, back on the ship, Emmet had shared the final step of his plan. Once the instructions are printed, Wild Style and I will enter the Craggle room, place the thing on the other thing, and save the universe. Emmet looked at the instructions one last time, and that's when he noticed something strange. Whoa, hey, I didn't draw that in the instructions. Is that a picture of me exploding? Vitruvius stroked his beard nervously. I didn't mention that earlier? That when you reunite the piece with the Craggle, it might explode? No, Emmet said, but it might not, right? Vitruvius nodded. Sure. Let's go with that. Now that they had access to the Craggle room, Emmet was ready, or as ready as a minifigure can be when he's about to activate his own possible destruction. He and Wildstyle had covered themselves in silver foil chewing gum wrappers from Lord Business's relic room. Now they looked like construction robots. Emmet and Wildstyle marched into the Craggle room carrying a large speaker. Emmet was so busy eyeing the Craggle, he accidentally backed into a real robot. Ow! He choked out. Quiet! Wildstyle shushed him. Who are you two? A robot construction worker demanded. We are transfers from downstairs, Wildstyle replied in a mechanical robot voice. Your robot voice sounds an awful lot like a human voice, Emmet whispered to her. Give me a break. I've never been a robot before, Wildstyle retorted. Emmet's eyes widened. What do you mean? You've always been a robot. He glanced at the other robot workers who are now surrounding them. No, do not listen to her. What are your serial numbers? One of the robots asked. Suddenly, the robot's eyes began to glow red. Panicked, Emmet began to sing in a robot voice. Everything is awesome. No way, this is my jam, a robot announced. This is also my jam, another robot agreed. Emmet began to sing along with all the other robots. Everything is awesome. Everything's cool, yeah, and everything's clean. He glared at Wildstyle, who was the only one who didn't fit in. She was going to be destroyed if she didn't play along. I don't want to sing this song. I'm not, Wildstyle hissed. Then she looked at the rest of the robots and at Emmet, and suddenly she began to sing quietly. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome. We're living our dream. But by the end of the song, Wildstyle was totally into it. She pulled the robots into a conga line and they danced around the room. Fitting in is our dream. She cut off and then whispered, quick, let's go. Emmet and Wildstyle raced toward the Craggle while the robots were distracted. They found a grate in the wall and slipped into a crawl space. They shinnied past tubes and gears, making their way up through the walls toward the Craggle. I thought you didn't like that song, Emmet whispered. I don't. Said Emmet skeptically. You know, you put on this tough act, but I don't think you're as mean as you're trying to seem. Mean? Wildstyle hissed. I'm not mean. What are you talking about? I'm just saying you are all. He's not the special Vitruvius. He can't possibly be the special. This guy? Are you kidding me? Emmet reminded her. Anyway, I don't think that's you. The real you, anyway. Wildstyle blushed. Look, Emmet, I wanted it to be me, okay? I wanted to be the special. And I know that sounds super mature. It's just, ever since I heard the prophecy, I wanted to be the one. I was right there in that construction site, right on top of it. And then it turned out to be you. She and Emmet stopped in front of the grate. The Craggle was right across from them on a platform in the middle of the room. Robots surrounded it. Emmet gulped. That night in the city, when you thought I was the special, and you said I was talented and important, that was the first time anyone had ever really told me that, and it made me want to do everything I could to be the guy you were talking about. Wildstyle smiled. Lucy. What? That was my real name. You asked earlier, and it's Lucy. I really like that name. They reached for each other, but then Batman popped out of one of the ceiling tiles. Hey, what are you two losers talking about? Huh, what? Wildstyle said nervously. What? Thought I'd help you guys out here. Left the weird cat thing to stall back in the boardroom, said Batman. Back in the boardroom, Unikitty was busy bamboozling the robots with her business jargon. She was very convincing. Business, business, business. Numbers. Is this working? Yes, answered one of the robots. He looked impressed. Emmet and Wildstyle were waiting behind the grate leading to the Craggle room. Emmet broke away from Wildstyle. There's Batcop right there, he said, pointing to the surveillance room opposite them. Wildstyle smiled at him. Good luck, Emmet. Lucy, I guess this might be goodbye. She waved her hand in the air, dismissing him. I don't like goodbye, so let's just call this see you later, alligator. Batman looked around. Lucy? Who's Lucy? Emmet didn't answer. Batman, when we get inside this room, they're going to have audio sensors as well as motion sensors, so we have to be really quiet. Yeah, I read your dumb instructions. Emmet held his communicator to his mouth. Benny, what's our status for the shield? Benny sounded totally panicked. We're trying to deactivate the shield. It's just a little frustrating. As he spoke, Emmet could hear a computer voice saying, downloading latest episode of Where Are My Pants? Where are you getting pants from? I never said pants, Benny screeched. Beside the Craggle, Bad Cop's phone rang. Bad Cop here. It was Wildstyle on the line. Hi, this is Lord Business's assistant, she said in a robot voice. He would like you to come to his office immediately. Copy, thanks. You are welcome, sir. As Bad Cop headed out of the electric security doors, Wildstyle threw her phone between the doors before they could close all the way. They were jammed open. Wildstyle rushed in, quickly disposing of the remaining robots. Then she waved Batman and Emmet be all clear. That's the signal, Emmet told Batman, but the shield's still up. We'll wing it. That's a bad pun, because bats have wings. He sighed. It doesn't work when I have to explain it. Let's just go. Batman threw a grappling hook toward the ceiling of the Craggle's inner sanctum. Then he swept up Emmet, and the two of them swung toward the Craggle. Emmet put his communicator to his mouth again. Benny, disable his shield now. Inside the control room, Benny was having some problems. The computer chirped, searching for Albanian restaurants. Benny threw his hands up in the air. What? No, I never once said... The computer cut him off. I don't understand what you mean. Disable the shield, cried Benny. Benny? Emmet whispered into the communicator as he and Batman swung to and fro. What's going on? Suddenly, Emmet heard Metal Bear in the background. Aye, Benny, I'll do it myself. He spoke directly to the computer. Be ye disabling of yon shield, he commanded. Disabling shield, the computer replied. What? Cried Benny. He couldn't believe it. The laser shield projecting the Craggleizer was finally down. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, let's do this. Emmet swung forward and landed on the platform right next to the Craggle. Moving carefully, he positioned himself beneath the nozzle of the glue tube and slowly slid up, trying to fit the cap in place. As he drew closer to the Craggle, Emmet glanced up at Wild Style one last time and saw Bad Cop standing right behind her with a team of robot cops. Lucy, no!